Welcome to Lead with Linnea, where we talk about real leadership for real people in the real world. I'm Linnea Rader, and I've spent 2 decades in public service leadership, from accounting to my current role as the Director of Finance and Human Resources. I've seen pretty much everything: the spectacular successes, the painful failures, and everything in between that makes leadership both challenging and incredibly rewarding. Here's the thing. Leadership is not reserved for people with fancy titles or corner offices. Every single one of us can be a leader in our personal and professional lives. Whether you're managing a team of 50 or just trying to figure out how to navigate office politics, whether you're a frontline worker or sitting around a boardroom table, leadership skills matter. My approach? I skip the fluff and get straight to what really works. You won't find theoretical frameworks or feel-good platitudes here. Instead, you'll get practical, tested strategies from someone who's been in the trenches, made the mistakes, and learned the hard lessons so that you don't have to. Through Lead with Linnea, I provide leadership development training and coaching because I'm passionate about helping people discover their authentic leadership potential. And honestly, some days you need to laugh to keep from crying, and some days you just need someone to tell you the truth about what leadership really looks like. So whether you're listening while you commute, taking a walk, or just need someone to remind you that you've got this, I'm here for you. So let's dive in and talk about what it really takes to lead with authenticity, impact, and maybe a little bit of sanity. Ready? Let's go. Finding your why. The question that changes everything. Last week, I gave a keynote address to a room full of road superintendents, people who keep our communities moving, literally. Part of my message was finding your why. Today's blog post is going to focus on just that. Why do we do what we do? What motivates us to get up, go to work, do our jobs, volunteer where we do, exercise, engage in activities, anything and everything? It's a simple question with a complicated answer. And honestly, most of us don't spend nearly enough time thinking about it. When the going gets tough, here's what I know for certain. When things get difficult at work, and they will, your why is what keeps you moving forward. Think about it. You're going to face challenges that test everything you've got. Equipment failures, budget crisis, personnel issues that make you question your sanity, projects that go sideways despite your best planning, community complaints that feel personal even when they're not. In these moments, knowing your why isn't just some fluffy motivational concept. It's the difference between pushing through and giving up. It's what reminds you that this work matters beyond the immediate frustration. The real answer, not the should answer. When I asked the superintendents in that room to identify their why, I was specific about something important. I wanted the real answer, not the answer they thought they should give, not the polished response that sounds good in a job interview, the actual, honest truth about what gets them up in the morning to go to work. Because here's this thing. Your why doesn't have to be profound or poetic. It doesn't have to sound like it belongs in an inspirational poster. It just has to be true. Maybe your why is providing safe roads for families. Maybe it's building something that lasts beyond your career. Maybe it's solving problems that actually matter in people's daily lives. Maybe it's training the next generation. Maybe it's serving your community in a tangible way. And you know what? Maybe it's getting paid. Maybe it's the health insurance. Maybe it's having a stable job close to home so you can be there for your kids. All of those are valid. All of these matter. The key is being honest with yourself about what drives you. Why gets lost. We spend more time at work than we do with our families during the week. Think about that for a second. You're at work at least 40 hours per week, not counting commuting time. You get home, handle whatever needs handling, crash into bed, and wake up and do it all over again. Your active, awake hours during the work week are spent with people you work with, not the people you choose to build a life with. So given that reality, shouldn't we be crystal clear about why we're investing all that time and energy? But somewhere along the way, we get caught up in the day-to-day chaos, the immediate fires that need putting out, the endless to-do lists, the complaints and the crises, and the complications. We lose sight of the bigger picture, the reason we chose this work in the first place. The billion-step climbs. I shared a story with these superintendents about hiking in Tennessee. We'd tackled one beautiful trail in the morning and felt pretty confident. So we found another trail marked Easy Beginner on Google. The advertisement promised amazing views and estimated it would take an hour, maybe 2. It started with what I can only describe as about 1 billion steps. Steep, rocky, uneven steps carved into the side of what was basically a cliff. About halfway up, gasping for air, I realized we'd been had. Easy apparently meant easy for someone who trains for ultra marathons, and beginner meant beginner rock climber. But here's the thing about being halfway up a cliff. Turning back is often harder than pushing forward. We were committed. When we finally reached the top, the views were absolutely breathtaking. It was spectacular in a way that made every difficult step worth it. Your why is what gets you to the top of those billion steps. When you discover the real scope of what you're facing, when the easy project turns into something much harder than expected, your why reminds you to keep climbing. Making it practical. Knowing your why isn't enough. You need to keep it front and center, especially when things get tough. So here's what I told those superintendents to do and what I'm telling you. Write it down right now, not later. Take a few minutes and write down your answer. What is your why? What gets you up in the morning to do this work? Then put it somewhere you'll see it regularly, on your desk, in your phone, on your bathroom mirror, wherever you'll be reminded of it when things get challenging. Because when you're dealing with that crisis at work, when the project goes sideways, when you're questioning whether any of this matters, your why will remind you that it does. The team dimension. Your why also affects how you lead others. When you're clear about your own motivation, you can help your team find theirs. You can create an environment where people connect their daily work to something meaningful. You can remind them why their contributions matter when they're struggling through the difficult parts. As a leader, you have the ability to change, maintain, and create an environment that enables success for everyone. But you can't do that effectively if you've lost touch with your own purpose. So moving forward, leadership isn't just about the big moments. It's about the daily choices that prepare you for when these big moments arrive. And one of these daily choices is staying connected to your why. So every day, ask yourself, am I leading with my why? Am I letting immediate frustrations overshadow the bigger purpose? Am I helping my team connect to their own sense of purpose? The truth is, there will always be another challenge, another project that's harder than expected, another crisis that tests everything you've learned. But when you're clear about your why, those challenges become stepping stones rather than obstacles. Your why is your anchor in the storm. It's your compass when the path isn't clear. It's your fuel when you're running on empty. So take the time to identify it, write it down, keep it visible, and let it guide you through whatever comes next. Because the view from the top is worth it. But you need to know why you're climbing to get there. So what is your why? Have you taken the time to really identify what motivates you? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what drives you. Thank you for joining me today on Lead with Linnea. I hope something we talked about resonates with you and gives you a tool you can actually use in your leadership journey. Remember, leadership isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional, authentic, and willing to keep learning and growing. You're going to face situations you never saw coming, make decisions that feel impossible, and sometimes wonder if you're cut out for this whole leadership thing. It's normal, it's human, and that's exactly why we need leaders like you who are willing to do the hard work. If today's episode sparked some ideas about training or coaching for you or your team, I'd love to hear from you. You can reach me at Linnea at leadwithlinnea.com or give me a call at 269-621-5282. Whether you're looking for one-on-one coaching, team training, or need someone to speak at your next event, let's talk about how we can help you and your people become the leaders your organization needs. You can find more resources, read my blog post, and learn more all about my services at leadwithlinnea.com. As always, carry social kindness with you everywhere you go. This world needs you and your positive mindset. Until next time, keep leading and keep growing.